Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Healing Breathwork with the amazing Tobey and Ian, beautiful. You're in for a special delight tonight. So we always like to set the tone for Awakening Wednesday, to be in this divine space, to allow the breath, the energy, the light that is within you to come forth and to shine. Normally I open up with a blessing and then a song. But there's some different energy moving through me tonight, so we'll see what comes through. And taking in this moment, recognizing that all that there is this divine light that is us. This expression that is the divine magnificence of spirit and light. For everything is in this divine moment. Right here, right now. Right where we are. So knowing this to be the truth, I release this word. And we'll just take in this chant. I am remembering who I am. I am remembering who I am. I am remembering. I am remembering. I am remembering who I am. I am remembering who I am. I am remembering. I am remembering. So we open our hearts, our spirit, and our mind, and we get ready for the divine Tobey and Ethan. Dean. Oh, I'm sorry. It was Dean, but I thought you said Ethan. Come on, y'all. Come on.
Am I on this one? Okay. Can everybody hear me? I'm going to move this one out of the way. So we use microphones for those who are in person because we have a large live streaming community on Facebook and YouTube. So we want to make sure everybody can hear us because we know it's in person. We're a small group that doesn't need a mic, so to speak. But hello, welcome everybody. Good to see some returning faces and some new ones as well. My name is Tobey Geise, and this is my partner, Dean Hartwell. And this is our monthly breathwork pranayama practice. So now that you can see me, I'm going to step down because I just wanted to say hello to the people at home. And I don't like to be on the stage. I like to be with you guys. So have you done breathwork before? Okay, awesome, perfect. And I know all of you guys, so some of you are veterans. And this practice is really beautiful. It's very powerful. And sometimes it's very gentle. The practice that we do is very gentle. And pranayama is the expansion of life force energy. Prana, if you've heard the word prana, in the yogic traditions, prana is that energy that moves through us. It's also the same as chi or ki in Asian traditions. And it is that energy that animates us, that runs through each and every one of us, through our channels or our meridians throughout our body. And it is a beautiful energy, and this practice can do a lot for us. It can help us to remove physical blocks. It can help with sleep. It can help us clear our minds, release emotions, settle our emotions, just can help to provide a lot of clarity, calmness, stability, and it can help with physical ailments as well, because when we're oxygenating our bodies, it fills us with oxygen, which is alkalizing. And so something like cancer, or really all disease, festers in an acidic body. And when we alkalize our bodies, we can release those diseases or diseases that are inside of us. So let me back up. I jumped in really quickly. So the other piece about this beautiful practice is in our heads that's always running. And it's hard for us to find times of calmness, stillness. It's like it seems to be getting harder and harder to create those moments of stillness for ourselves. I mean, I have a meditation practice, sometimes a lot more strongly and consistently than others, because it's like, oh, I gotta go, I gotta do this, I gotta do that, I gotta do that. And I wake up in the morning like raring to go, right? But then when do we go within? Which is where all of our answers are, really. We all have the answers within us that we're seeking outside of us. And maybe we're looking for answers to life's questions. We're looking for our life purpose. We're looking for what career. We're looking for our partner. We're looking for how do I connect with something greater? And that is all within us, all of it. And this is a practice that allows you to take, an hour to go within and to find that stillness, that calmness. And sometimes it can ignite things that we didn't know were there, like emotions. So this practice can release emotions in your body. It can bring stuff up from the surface, because emotions, if we don't express them and release them and process them, they get shoved down into our bodies, into our energetic body and into our physical bodies, and they can manifest as pain, soreness, dis-ease, and can give us sleep trouble, all kinds of things, looping thoughts, right? So emotions are the language of the soul, and everybody has emotions, but most of us didn't learn how to process them and express them and release them. We were taught as kids like, oh, it's time to go to school. No more tantrums. No more crying, But what do we do with that energy? It's energy. It's not created or destroyed. It has to go somewhere. So we learn to stuff and push it down. So most of us, by the time that we're adults, we have like a mountain of pent-up emotion, pent-up energy in our bodies. And now we have learned to contain and be socialized and be polite, respectable citizens, but then when and how do we express our emotions? And something big in your life doesn't have to happen for us to have big emotions, right? Like we are humans. It is the language of the soul. So this is a beautiful practice that can bring some of that stuff up. So it might be uncomfortable. As for some, it can be very gentle and relaxing, and some might even go to sleep and get a lot of rest. For some, it might wake something up within you, which is awesome. If something is woken up within you, honor that. Welcome it. Thank it for showing itself to you. Because you're all here for a reason. You are all called to this and drawn to this for a reason. And yes, breathwork is really popular right now. And I'm so glad that spirituality is trending, especially in Southern California. And that breathwork, the pranayama, this really ancient, beautiful yogic practice that's about 6,000 years old, is now coming back around. And it's trendy, which is so cool, because that means that awakening is trendy. I don't know that everybody knows that that's what's available or possible with pranayama, but the style of breath that I will teach you tonight is just that. And my teacher has a course called The Anatomy of Awakening, which I'll talk a little bit about at the end, because he's coming to do a really cool open house practicum in August. So I'll share that at the end. But the anatomy of awakening, right? What does that mean to awaken? Awakening is taking off the cotton that we may have wrapped ourselves in, the mummies that we may have become, to walk through this world, to do the job, go to the 9 to 5, earn a living, pay the bills, come home, do the routines, right? Like, are we really awake and living and aware of what's happening, not just in this 3D realm, but in all the dimensions, right? Are we in touch with all the beauty that's available to us in the world and with spirit and within ourselves. So I invite you into awakening tonight, if you're ready. And if not, that's okay. Come back next time. You'll still be here. I'll be here. Dean will be here. So this practice, back to what can happen physically, just so you're aware and ready. Whatever happens in this practice is absolutely beautiful. It's perfect. And everybody processes and experiences it a different way. So as we're doing this breath, again, we're like flooding the body with oxygen, with prana, with that energy. And if we have blocks, sometimes the blocks need to move, right? So one of the ways is shaking. When I first learned this practice, I did a lot of shaking. And it's like you're releasing things like a dog. Like a dog shakes something off when it gets scared. It's also, shaking is a rewiring of your nervous system. You might sweat. You might get cold. We have blankets. I know it's really warm in here, so to think that you might get cold is kind of crazy. But, you know, my hands and my feet always get cold during this practice. You might cry, and this is a place to release your emotions. It's not a place to stuff. We've been doing that our whole lives. This is a place to let go. So please just let things flow, let things out. If you need to scream and you're at home, put a pillow over your face, if that's appropriate. Or, you know, if you don't care if your neighbor's here, great, scream it out. If you're in the room and you feel like you really need to release something, raise your hand and I can help you. Okay? But it's all perfect. We're letting things go. And one of my favorite things that can happen in this practice is called samadhi. And in Sanskrit, that means bliss, because it's the space where there's no thoughts. It's just calm. It's just calm. We don't hear that monkey mind chatter. We're not asleep. We're not quite awake. We're just in this like altered state of consciousness where it's like this in-between calmness. And we welcome it. We bless it. And meditators and monks and yogis sit in meditation sometimes for their whole lives to get to that place of samadhi where it's just quiet, but it can happen the very first time you do this practice. So that's pretty cool. And if that happens, sometimes we stop breathing because it's also the space between the breath. And just know that that's totally normal. And your body knows how to breathe itself. So don't worry. If you notice you're not breathing, don't shake yourself out of it. Just, oh, okay, just breathe again, right? And the other thing that might appear is lobster claw hands. And this is called tetany. And again, this is when we're flooding our body with this prana, this energy. And when it comes up against blocks, it can be expressed in our hands. And the metaphysical, the symbolic, or maybe not so symbolic, maybe accurately somatic interpretation of the hands freezing is that our hands are an extension of our heart, right? It's along our heart channel. And when we're maybe too much in our masculine energy or we're too controlling in our lives, trying to make sure everything is perfect, right? It can be expressed in our physical bodies as frozen hands. So if that happens and it's uncomfortable, especially if it's your first time, it tends to happen earlier in the practice when you're just beginning. Just know it's normal. And if it's super uncomfortable, just breathe through your nose. And if it's not uncomfortable and you can bear it, just ignore it and just keep breathing. Okay. Does anybody have any questions so far? Okay, cool. So here's what the breath looks like. It's all open mouth, and you're going to breathe into your belly, into your chest, and out through your mouth. You want to try it with me? And you at home as well, if this is your first time. Nice and gentle. So we'll do that for 7 minutes, and then I'll ask you to fill your lungs with as much air as you can and then hold. And sometimes I say, take another sip at the top. Get a little more air in there. And we hold for about a minute, but if you need to release before then, that's fine. Go ahead. Just no struggle. We don't want you to feel like you're suffocating. So, and then we will, after we release, we will have another minute of just breathing normally. And then we'll go back in. So it's 7 minutes of the 3-part breath, hold, release. And then we'll do that 3 times. And then after that, I'll invite you into samadhi, which is corpse pose in yoga. I'm sorry, not samadhi, shavasana. Shavasana, which is a relaxed state where you will just lay, much like Allison and Craig are doing right now, where you will just relax, let go, and breathe normally. You can breathe through your nose at that point, and this is a time to let your body integrate all the work you've just done. And this is a beautiful time where you might float away, feel like you're dreaming or flying, or maybe you go to sleep. Whatever is perfect. So during the breath practice, Dean will be working with the energy in the room, helping to keep the flow going. And is everybody open to us working in your energetic fields and working with the energy? Is that a thumbs up? Okay. Is anybody not okay with that? Raise your hand. Okay, cool. And we also use essential oils and tuning forks. Is everybody okay with that? Does anybody not want essential oils on your skin? They're gentle ones, and they all have, what's it called? Carrier oil. Thank you. A coconut oil, the carrier oil. So they're gentle. But it feels really good. When we smell, it goes directly to our brain. So whenever you're smelling something like an essential oil, it's like a very quick way to change your state or calm you down. I love using oils in this practice. It's very, very relaxing. So Dean is very skilled with energy, and so both of us will be doing energy in the room as well. And at home, because energy knows no physicality, no time or space. So at home, you'll be able to feel it as well. Did I forget anything? Is everybody okay with hands-on energy, hands-on Reiki? Okay, cool. Everybody good? Great. Excellent. All right, settle in. Everybody lay down. Any last words? Okay. Would anybody like an eye cover? We have some eye covers in the back of the room. Just raise your hand if you would like to cover your eyes. And at home, I encourage you to cover your eyes as well, because if your eyes pop open during the practice, it will pull you out of that meditative state. And at home, I encourage you to uncross your arms and your legs, to lay on your back, to have, if that's sore for your back and you need a little relief, put some pillows under your knees. And I encourage you to either not have anything under your head, or if you do, it should be a little flatter to keep those airways open. Okay? And in the room, again, I know it's warm right now, but if at any point you need a blanket, raise your hand. An eye mask, raise your hand. Or if you have to go to the bathroom, raise your hand, because sometimes we're a little wobbly. We get a little dizzy if we stand up in the middle of the practice. So, okay. Enough talking. Let's start with some deep breaths. So let's breathe in through the nose, breathing all the way down to the bottom of the belly. And a slow, open mouth release. Good, again, in through the nose. And a slow exhale, just allowing your body to let go and release all the energy of the day, getting the wiggles out and the kinks out, in through the nose. Open mouth release. One more time. In through the nose. Letting it go. Good. And now we can begin the 3-part breath whenever you're ready. Open mouth. In through the belly. In through the chest. And out through the mouth. In through the belly. Chest, and release. All open mouth. into the belly, into the chest, release. Like waves of the ocean, just receiving that beautiful oxygen. And on your next inhale, fill your lungs with air and hold. And release. Breathe normally. Letting go. Good. Moving into the last round of the breath. You can do it. This time, breathe 10% more air into your belly. Open mouth, filling the belly, filling the chest, and letting go of what no longer serves. you've taken all day. At the top, take one more sip and hold.
Do what you have to do, say what you have to say. Feel your heart and trust your soul, they know the way. Follow what feels good, those subtle little clues. Listen to your belly that is always speaking to you. There's a waterfall of wisdom at your fingertips. If you would only reach a little further in. Everything you're looking for, the pieces of your puzzle, all the love you seek, it is right there at your feet. She's calling for your light, the goddess on the rise. Strip away all your protection and open your eyes. Heaven is on earth in every breath you breathe, anchoring a new vibration, a new way to be. There's a waterfall of wisdom at your fingertips. If you would only reach a little further in. Everything you're looking for, the pieces of your puzzle, all the love you seek, it is right there at your feet. And it's up to you to decide. Will you stand by the sidelines or join the ride? Stop waiting for someone to give you permission. Only you can make the decision. There's a waterfall of wisdom at your fingertips. If you would only reach a little further in. There's a waterfall of wisdom at your fingertips. If you would only reach a little further in. There's a waterfall of wisdom at your fingertips. If you would only reach a little further in. There's a waterfall of wisdom at your fingertips. If you would only reach a little further in.
And take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. Beginning to wiggle your fingers and toes. And when you're ready, slowly roll onto either side into fetal position. Keeping your eyes closed, moving slowly and gently. Again, take another inhale through your nose and out through your mouth. Coming back to earth. Coming back into the room. Coming into your body, making some slow, gentle movements. Slowly, slowly, ever so gently and lovingly, you can make your way to a seat. Thank you. If you have some water nearby, excuse me. If you have some water nearby, you might want to take a drink. You may feel a little fuzzy for a while. 10, 20, maybe 30 minutes, if you're lucky. How's everybody doing? Good? Good. Beautiful. So just know that things may move and shift internally in your system. Drink a lot of water. This is like a massage, like an internal massage. Energy moved. Your cells moved. Right? So we want to drink a lot of water to flush the toxins. You may have very restful sleep this evening. And you may have interesting dreams for the next night, 2 nights, 3 nights. This practice you can feel this practice in your system. Sometimes people feel it for 24 hours, sometimes people feel for 72. It just depends on you and your individual system. But I encourage you to keep your experience. If you would like to speak afterwards, we'll be here. Breaking Down will be here for a while and would love to speak with you. If you have questions about your experience, or if you want to share something that happened and moved for you, that'd be beautiful. Would love to hear it. Love hearing stories about what people experience. Just a few notes, and then we're going to invite Gino up to close us out. So I mentioned earlier, so in addition to being a breathwork practitioner, I'm a coach, a healer, and I use many modalities, but mostly I work with the subconscious mind and the energy field and the emotions. And I love to help people break through their blocks and discover the magic of who they really are. So I mentioned that my breathwork teacher is coming to town, and he has a very special event that I am assisting him with, and would love to offer this to everybody because it's really a very unique, very limited offer, because he's moving to Texas after this, and so he won't be back in California for a very long time. I have studied with Michael Brian Baker of the Breath Center, and the days before COVID, when we had big yoga festivals, we did this festival called Shakti Fest and Bhakti Fest in Joshua Tree. Every year, twice a year, for many years, this festival went on, and he was one of the biggest presenters, and that's where I discovered him. And I waited in line for an hour and a half, and I'm like, who is this guy? What are we going to do here? And then we filed into this big hall with 450 people, 450 people, yoga mats touching. Like there was like no room to walk in between. And he was the most popular presenter at these festivals. And then I had an amazing, transcendent experience the first time I practiced the breath with him, and immediately started studying with him after that. And I've studied with him for the past 4 years. So for him to come and present for a weekend, and he's bringing nine healers together, myself included. He's rented this really big, beautiful house in La Mesa for the weekend, and we're doing something of a practicum, or it's not exactly an open house, but for those who want and need healing and who want to have a deeper experience, Let me just read what he sent me so I don't miss anything. So imagine receiving one of very few chosen VIPs inviting you to a luxury hillside estate for profound healing with some of the top trained practitioners in Southern California. If you have an interest or desire of a deep cleansing and fine-tuning of your body, mind, and spirit, this $1,600 retreat weekend could be yours. So this is what he was originally charging for this weekend, and we've decided to open it up to get the word out and to get the healing out to as many people as possible. And I personally will be one of several practitioners facilitating one-on-one sessions of this practice, which is the pranayama of Vijnana Vayu. And if you want to know more about that, come to the weekend and you'll get some learning as well about the anatomy of awakening and the history of this very ancient, beautiful practice. So under the, you will experience these sessions under the gentle supervision of my partner and teacher, who is the creator of the Anatomy of Awakening program, of which I am a graduate. This event is taking place August, is the Saturday and Sunday the 13th and 14th? I think it's the 13th and 14th, for those who are ready to receive. So just let me know afterwards if this piques your curiosity at all. Just let me know. I was talking to him about it on the way here, and I believe he's offering like half-day sessions for only $75 to come and partake and be in the community and learn. And this again is a very unique experience. So Breathwork is trending, and we are one of the most highly effective and respected certified groups of practitioners nationally, if not internationally, which is true because Michael teaches the deep history and philosophy of this practice, and it's a very well-rounded education that is really unparalleled compared to other breathwork practices out there. I'm very grateful to have studied with him. So let me know if you're interested in that. And the other thing is that Dean and I are facilitating monthly ceremonies that include this pranayama practice, that include a deep healing modality called mental, emotional, energetic enlightenment process, MEEP. That's how I remember it, MEEP. We just renamed it. Mental, emotional, energetic enlightenment process. And this is about releasing the emotions that are stored. We talked about this at the beginning, the emotions that are stored in our system. And it's a deep dive in releasing the emotions, anger, sadness, hurt, fear, guilt, and shame from the past, so that you're no longer operating from the past. You're no longer operating from those triggers. And it's very, very powerful for the physical body, the emotional body, the mind, and the emotions. And we do energy healing and sound healing, and we have some channeling. Our dear sister Catherine is going to be there channeling as well. It's an overnight experience at a retreat center. There's more to it than that, but if you're curious, if you're interested, reach out to me. And if you're at home, I think my website was up there, or my email, and it's, here we go. Gino will put it up there for you guys. Last piece is that this is Universal Spirit Center. For those of you who are here for the first time or tuning in for the first time, thank you so much to Gino for creating this Awakening Wednesday, where we're here. I'm here the last Wednesday of every month, and this Wednesday is dedicated to opening up to different forms of spirituality, all sides of spirituality. Universal Spirit Center is a really, really beautiful organization. I like to call it church, not church, because it is a very open, everybody is welcome. All beliefs are open and received here. So I absolutely love this community. And if you would like to make a tithing or a donation, there is a basket in the back that all goes back to Universal Spirit Center. This is my love offering to this community every month. Anything else? Okay, Dean helps me hold it all together. Would love to speak with you afterwards or at home. Reach out to me. Would love to speak with you and hear about your experience. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We'll be here the last Wednesday of every month, and we're going to welcome Gino back up.
Thank you for that, Toby. Dean, that was beautiful, absolutely beautiful. I could feel the energy in the house. It was fantastic. So let's see, I'm going to play with my toys here. Great. As we close out, just to let you know a few things that are happening here at Universal Spirit Center. We have a book study on What's in the Way is the Way by Mary O'Reilly. It's a fantastic book study. The Rev will start at August the 3rd through August the 31st. And it'll take place right across the street. Also, our beloved Otis and Chris in our community, their beautiful Love Muffin Coco made her transition, and they shared beautiful flowers, and we just love recognizing our history. This is an amazing story on a slave owner, Robert Carter III, that freed over 452 slaves because his spirituality and awakening called him to do that. He released the white people that were living on the plantation so that the newly freed slaves would have a place to live. Needless to say, his family and friends and acquaintances were not very happy, but the call came out. Also, it's a beautiful fundraiser for us, Feed 'em or Fun 'em. It's a way to give back to Universal Spirit Center. Most of you, I don't think, go here, so. But that's just something that we do. We have a lovely Feed 'em and Fun 'em. And there we go. Look at that. That thing worked outside of this one little thing. I'm Tobey again, but just so that people can know Tobey Geise, her healing works, to reach out to her, because she does this work with love and such dedication, and it's really beautiful. So I would encourage you to hang out a little bit and reach out and talk to her and find out all the things that she's got going on. Really appreciate you, and we appreciate you here at Universal Spirit Center. There is a loving little basket in the back. There are many ways that you can support and give, and so we do things globally in the community to keep things happening, to keep things going, and all that you do helps support that. So thank you so much for that. Now let's see here. And there we go, we're back. Let's see. So just in close, after all of the commercial announcements, just to take this loving energy and just to feel this space, to feel your heart, to feel the awakening of your spirit, to feel the breath. Breathe. Rest in peace and blessings.